there, fangirls and fanboys. Welcome to episode 74 of the Electric Fan Cave on electricfeast.com. Kristen here with Corrigan Vaughn to keep you company on this crazy train. This week, we talked the new Hunger Games poster, J-Law's Not So Secret Anymore project, the Mad Max Honest trailer, and the kick-ass Ghostbusters cast crew picture. We will try to console millions of young girls who began the mourning process after some sad One Direction news, and speculate on a possible Mythbusters-inspired CBS drama. Oh, and prepare your heart for some adorable Chris Pratt. Get it? Got it? Good.
Oh, such delights.
Oh, delight.
Such treasures. I don't even know where to start. How you doing, Kristen?
I'm good. Corrigan, how are you?
I'm doing well, you know.
Yeah?
It's Thursday, which is it's almost like my Friday sort of, except I still have to work on things, but I don't actually have to go and like sit in school.
Right.
And so I call it Friday. So that's always nice. I'm a fan of that.
It's always a winner.
Yeah.
Can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, what have you been doing with yourself lately?
Not a whole lot. Work this week. I went to Universal Studios last weekend, which was super fun. I hadn't been there in years.
I love Universal.
Yeah, and my friend, Brittany, her boyfriend works for Universal. He works for, like, the cable shows. So he works on, like, USA, Sci-Fi Network, all those kinds of things. So Bree went with us, and she was very excited because Brittany's boyfriend works on Mr. Robot. And so she was like, tell me everything about Mr. Robot you possibly can, you know.
What does he do on it?
So he's kind of like like I said, he works for all of those networks, and so he does a lot of budgeting and scheduling. He's kind of like a producer type person, doing all the scheduling and that kind of stuff for a bunch of shows. So it's like Bravo, whenever, all these Universal cable network shows. She was like, do you guys have any Mr. Robot merchandise? And he's like, I don't really think so. And he goes, oh, wait a second, you have that water bottle. And he looks at Brittany, and Brittany's like, oh yeah, you want my water bottle? And Brittany was like, yes.
Yes.
So we were already on our way to Universal, so on the way back, I was like, oh, we gotta remember to go inside and get your water bottle. And Brittany goes, oh, that's hilarious. You thought for 1 second I forgot that today. I was like, okay, sorry. So it was pretty funny. But definitely. We spent the day, which was cool. And then he has his, like, pass because he's an employee, so we just, like, walked to the front of every line.
What?
Which was cool. So we got to go. We did the backlot tour, so we could see the Fast and Furious,
the backlot tour.
Supercharged.
How was it? I still have not gone.
That's the thing. So I love the backlot tour so much because it's, like, so cheesy. I can't even handle it.
Oh my
gosh,
it's like, it's amazing.
The guy, like, doesn't, it's like he's not trying. It's like, but he, like, embraces it, you know? But he's not, like, too cool. I don't know.
Like Jungle Cruise guys who, like, the best Jungle Cruise skipper is always the one who tells the jokes in a self-deprecating way that you're like, you know, he's like, yes, I have to say this. It's my job. But he's just, it was just so wonderful. So I don't know if you want me to give it away, kind of how they set it up or not, or do you want me to? I don't know. Will it ruin the experience at all if I know how it works? Okay.
Well, I won't go through the whole thing. I'll just give you the first little opener, and this will give you a taste of how it is. So it's like, as you're you like come. I think it was when we came off of Wisteria Lane. Come off of Wisteria Lane, and the Charger. So Dom's Charger's like parked like kind of behind these like trees, sort of. And the guy goes, "Oh, there's a Dodge Charger right there. That's not supposed to be there. I better call security and let them know." So they like call security, and they're like, okay, we'll send someone over to check it out. And then like the FBI comes on the screen, and they're like, don't approach the Charger. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is just so incredible. And so
Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, right? Well, except that it's not him. It's well, anyway, you have to tell me.
Okay, yeah. Don't tell me too much.
I'll only say this: The Rock in it is perfect.
Yes.
So perfect. It's just the most wonderful thing. Anyway.
I need to get on this. You know what? Now that it's like coming up on fall time, so it's not going to be as busy at the park. I need to go in there and finally see this. Because I get like the mailers about this all the time because we're pass holders. So they're like, come do the Fast and the Furious thing. And I'm like, I want to.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the capstone of the Studio Lot Tour. So it's at the very end. Okay. It was just really fun. So we did that, and then I got to go on Jurassic Park, which I hadn't been on before. Harry Potter World is coming along very nicely.
Can you see any of it?
You can see on the rooftops of Hogsmeade, and they're working on Hogwarts.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like beyond beside myself with excitement on that. And then we went to the Waterworld show, which I have always loved as a kid. I was like, did they go to the Waterworld show? And he was like, I think so. And I was like, that was like pretty much all I wanted to do was do one.
It's actually like kind of a big draw considering the movie is such a stinker.
Considering nobody at the show had probably seen the movie.
Especially at this point now that it's been, 20 years or something like that.
Yeah,
nobody has seen this movie, but the stunts on that are incredible. I just want to be everyone on there swinging off of things and jumping off of stuff that's like 1,000,000 feet high, and there's fire and water and craziness. Oh, it's so great.
So it was super fun. So that was fun. And then actually it was cool when we went down to Jurassic Park ride. They have this like raptor show kind of where they have this really lifelike animatronic raptor and like a Chris Pratt Owen character that's like clicking and like trying to like control the raptor, and they've got it in these like things, and you're supposed to be able to take pictures with it. And I'm like, this is so great. So that was pretty cool.
Did you ride Transformers?
We did.
Oh my gosh, I love that ride. You seem unswayed by it.
I wasn't super into like the fake roller coaster. It's like the 3D. I don't know. Not my favorite. I'd rather actually be on a roller coaster, I
guess. I don't know. This one had me fooled. It had me fooled.
Yeah, so I didn't really like that one as much. I actually liked the Simpsons one better, which is super weird.
I've never gone on it.
Yeah, so I wasn't. I don't even watch The Simpsons, but I really enjoyed the ride. For some reason,
who doesn't watch The Simpsons?
But it was also that same kind of like fake roller coaster, which I'm usually not. I feel like I didn't realize how many of their rides are fake roller coasters.
I think it's a recent development. Like ever since they did the King Kong one, they're like, "Hey, people really like this like immersive 3D thing."
Except I didn't like the King Kong part of the backlot tour.
That doesn't really surprise me, but I think it's pretty cool. It's much better than like the old one where it was just like animatronic King Kong shakes you.
You guys are lame. But I was super pissed because they got rid of Backdraft, so F that.
No, that's the worst. Backdraft was the absolute worst. Why would you want to just stand in a room that's on fire? That's not an attraction. Whatever. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, well, you're lame. You're a nightmare.
Okay, I guess I can't argue with that.
Anyway, so it was fun. It was a really fun day, and we did like all of the rides that we wanted to. Got to go on. We went on Jurassic Park twice because I just really loved that one a lot. I hadn't been on it before, so it was fun.
I love it. Last time, well, not last time I was there, but 2 times ago that I went with my cohort, we just kept riding Jurassic Park over and over again, and we were literally the last people on it. So I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I have a picture on the wall of the Fancave that's awesome because we're the front row. And so it's like my cohort, and we're all like arms up, all that. But since we were the last ones, there was one other rider. So there's just one random person in the car with us. Like we're like, yay! And then there's like someone in like a yellow raincoat, like hunkering down next to us. Like, cool. Okay, I think it kind of makes the photo a little bit, though. We're all having a good time. And this poor person. Yeah, exactly. So it's great.
So anyway, it was fun. Good times.
It was good times. I did not do anything that interesting this weekend. Yeah. This time you're the more interesting one because basically I have
the tables have turned.
I know. Oh, gosh. Got to keep up. I did find, I don't know, this is exciting to me. There was on AMC this weekend a Cage Rage marathon, which was Nicolas Cage movies. So it was Face Off, Con Air, and Gone in 60 Seconds. And
I'm sorry, what about The Rock?
Well, okay, think about it. There's so many movies that fit this. Like, I'm sure they just have, like, these are the ones that, like, the rights just got really cheap to or something like that. Like, that's my guess. Because I wouldn't have, like, Gone in 60 Seconds wouldn't have been
That would not have been my first choice.
No, definitely
Well, The Rock
not.
Is always my... Rock, well, that's a tie between The Rock and Con Air.
Yeah.
Because his accent on Con Air is just so
it's
incredibly wonderful.
Great.
I can't handle it.
Put the bunny back in the box. It's like, I can't with it. But, I mean, I watched Face Off twice because they played that marathon, and then the next morning when I woke up, I was like, Face Off is going to be on again in a half hour. I'm watching it. And so that's probably my favorite of that group of them. But that was like... Awesome. Yeah, that was good enough for me. I'm like, I'm not really doing anything with myself this weekend. I'm just going to sit here and watch Nicolas Cage movies, which was exciting. And I saw the Full House movie on Lifetime.
Oh, how was that?
It was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. I felt like I don't know why, but they didn't make it all that scandalous. You know, when I watched the Saved by the Bell one, it was pretty scandalous, you know, and they did a fairly good job of making it like Screech is telling the story, but he's also not totally the protagonist. He's like acknowledges he's a douche and whatever. Yeah. This one, it's like, maybe nobody was involved, so they didn't feel okay. I don't know. Maybe someone
scandals to because there's nobody griping about the show.
The worst scandal of this entire thing is basically that, like, Bob Saget tells off-color jokes when he's not on the show. And that's, like, the entire tension of this film. Is basically, like, Bob Saget is not Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
But everyone thinks he's Danny Tanner.
On the show?
Yeah. And you're like, it's great because it's so low scandal that they even have to point out that, like Bob Saget is super monogamous. Like, there's not even, like, sleeping around or anything like that. It's like, no, he's been with the same woman since high school and, like, never screws around on her or anything like that. And it's, there's no scandal at all in this. And, like, briefly, John Stamos, like, sort of tries to get the twins fired, but not really. Like, he's basically like, they smell bad and they're not ready. Can we get different babies? Like, that's it. It's so mundane. Wow. It's almost charming. You just watch it and you're like, okay, well, Full House. Okay. This is what it is. So I actually kind of recommend it if you're, like, into watching something that's just, like, no drama at all. Purely fabricated, just takes you back and see people, like, dressed as the characters that you loved. And at points they all kind of nail the characters. At others they don't, except, like, the woman they have playing Aunt Becky, or Lori Loughlin or whatever, does not even, like, slightly resemble her in any way. It's like,
you're like, nice try, but no.
Yeah, that was a weird casting choice. Like, with the girl who played Candace Cameron, like, at least she sounded exactly like her, things like that. And you're just like, they just straight gave up on Aunt Becky. You're like, nope. No, it's not gonna happen. So,
interesting.
You know, this weekend in television, Cage Rage and a lack of rage on the Full House. Man.
That's right. I guess that kind of makes me feel happy. Like, Full House is just as awesome in real life as it was on TV.
Like, they could not manufacture any drama out of that show. It just is what it is. I feel good about that. There was a time when I was like, it's kind of gross that Bob Saget's, like, not who he is on the show. But I've gotten over that. No, I like him. You know, him narrating How I Met Your Mother for 87 years probably helps in rehabilitating him as well. So there's that.
Yeah, Danny.
Oh, Danny. So what else we got going on?
Well, we have some very, very, very interesting news.
We do.
It has come about now, apparently. So a while back, Amy Schumer was on some talk show, and she was telling the story of how she and her, like, just regular people friends go on, like, a vacation every year. And I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, maybe?
It might
Anyway, the point of it was that she had gotten...
Conan?
Oh, no, it was Jon Stewart.
Oh, yeah, it was Jon Stewart. How quickly we've forgotten about Jon Stewart.
How quickly we've forgotten about him. It's been, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
She's telling how, like, they used to go to Martha's Vineyard, but Martha's Vineyard won't let them come back, apparently. And so they had to go... He's like... The Kennedys used to vacation there forever, and they kicked you out. She's like, I know, right? And he's like, why? And she goes, mind your own business, John, or whatever. She's like, won't say it. Anyway, so they're gonna go do, like, go out, like, on a boat and do jet skis and stuff. And somehow Jennifer Lawrence was nearby, and Amy's like, oh, do you want to come? And she's like, yeah, sure. So there's this, like, picture of them, like, on a Sea-Doo and, like, being adorable and wonderful, and you're like, how cute. Like, they must be...
And they look like sisters.
What a budding thing. And now we find out that they have secretly been writing a movie together.
Oh, my God.
And in which they play sisters. And actually hearing Jennifer Lawrence talk about it, it's like, we just call each other in the morning, laugh really hard, and then send each other's pages, and then laugh really hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be so funny. And we play sisters. That's, like, all that we know about it. But
and they've written 100 pages of it, apparently. Yeah. So...
Apparently it just was... They knocked it out.
Rolling. They're, like, comedic soulmates. And this is one of those things where, like, I know it could turn out to be terrible.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that being the case. You know, I really liked Trainwreck, so I know that, like, Amy Schumer can write good stuff. I love J-Law. She's always funny off the cuff, so I imagine writing stuff down, she's got to be pretty great, too. I hope that this turns out to be amazing and not just, like, two people who, like, oh, you're funny, but you get together and, oh, geez, what happened? And this makes you laugh, but nobody else. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of intervening forces. It's not just going to come out, like, as is, and that's it. I'm just so excited that this is a thing that we're going to get to see.
Can you imagine the press tour for this movie?
Oh, my gosh. Can they even have them, like, in the same press junket?
They're going to keep trying, and then finally they're going to, like, we had to split them up because it was completely ridiculous.
Because it's the same thing we're talking about with her and Chris Pratt, too. It's like, this might be too much, putting these people together and letting them go. Like, the reporter's not going to be able to get a word in edgewise. It's going to be...
Which would be great, because they ask stupid questions anyway.
I know, right? So. Yeah, who needs them? They're just fillers.
Yeah,
they're just there in case the actors can't think of anything to say. That should be how press tours are. Like, actors just sit in a room and they just talk, and then they just send them out places, you know, like, there you go, that's the junket. You don't need some personality,
or you just put them in there, give them all drinks, have them sit around and gab, and then just send it to everybody, like, because they will ask the same questions anyway. So
I know, they're all getting the same answers. Nobody is that creative about it, so let's just, you know, I want to see that. I want to see the press tour in which there are no actual journalists and the movie people are like, this is what you get.
Yep.
Take what you want out of it. They could even send different parts. Like, all right, entertainment tonight, you get this clip of them boozy talking.
And whoever's in the doghouse gets, like, the crappy clip
like
where
the
they
worst.
Don't do anything funny.
Exactly.
Like,
they're just like, this is what the movie's about, and my character's like this, and I relate to her. Like, that's how you end the sentences.
That's how they end all the sentences.
Yeah. Enough drinking. You never know. It might be the way it turns out. All right, Hollywood. This is what you need to do. You heard it first here. When we make our movie, Kristen, that's how the press tour is going to be.
It's going to be. When they make the movie about us.
Yeah. The what was our book called? The adaptation of our No Pants Clan book. I can't remember. We thought long and hard about this, you guys, and by that I mean in a Facebook conversation. Somewhere.
It's written down. It's like the No Pants Clan. No, I don't remember.
It's all we remember is the No Pants Clan, the thing that we've always called it. But it's going to be a bestseller. Just look out for it. And when they make the movie, this is how the press tour is going to go. We're going to insist on it. It's going to be in the contract when they option it. It's going to be a really good press tour.
Yes.
I say that. But on the note of J-Law as well, we have a new Hunger Games banner, I guess? They didn't call it a poster.
Yeah, banner, whatever.
I don't know exactly what that is. You had feelings on this.
I'm kind of annoyed because it looks like someone drew it.
It does, yeah. And it could be so cool.
I saw a picture, like a blown up picture of, like, the, like, zoomed in on Jennifer Lawrence, and it's clearly, like, not her. Like, it's clearly on the computer, you know? I was like, so you couldn't even have, like, taken a picture of her in a red costume and photoshopped her in? Like, you couldn't even have done that, so you had to CGI her? Give me one real thing. Just, I don't know. I was just kind of annoyed by it. It's not really even real feelings. I just looked at it and was like, it's supposed to be this, like, epic thing, and I'm like, whatever. It's fake. Someone drew this on the computer. It would have been cool if you built this sweet-ass set and then set up this cool thing.
Or even just made it look like it had been built. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
It's like they didn't even try.
Yeah, it looks very low effort. Like, this is like me making the Fancave banner every week. I'm like, blur out a little something here, you know, just juxtapose that on. Like, that's not how you make a poster, and it could be so cool because it's like a broken giant statue of President Snow, and Katniss is standing on top of it, and, you know, the rest of the cast is standing in various poses around it and things like that, which could be like a cool image. The toppling of a statue is always kind of a neat thing, you know. It's like it's a powerful image. It's rad, but because nothing in this looks real and it just looks like someone's fan art, it's really underwhelming.
Yeah. So I was a little bit annoyed. It was supposed to be this, like, epic reveal, and I'm like, okay. So cool. That's great. We can move on.
Yeah, and you know we're overwhelmingly positive in general about Hunger Games.
Yeah, we've liked everything ever from it. So.
There's very little that they have done that we have critiqued. This is just the one misfire for us. But that's okay. We forgive you for this misstep. I'm sure the next thing will be cool again.
Yeah.
And
we'll just go back and watch the trailer. That's like amazing.
I know. Oh my gosh, I can't get over the trailers for this movie. I just all the feels. I can't wait. Is it November? I keep forgetting. November, is that when it comes out?
Yeah, November.
We're getting there. It's almost September, laddie.
Dude, I know, man.
How did that happen?
I don't know, but what's great is because September 1st, my pre-ordered copy of Mad Max is showing up.
Ooh.
Which is interesting because yesterday, and I don't know if it came out yesterday, but I watched it yesterday, the Mad Max, so Honest Trailer, I don't know if you guys have watched them. They do, honest trailers of movies. And they did Mad Max, and it was so funny. My stomach hurt from laughing. I'm like, it was busting up because there are, like, the things that they point out in it. I'm like, actually, those things were the things that made me anxious. Like, the part when they were washing off with the hose, I'm like, you should probably turn that hose off. Like,
you're wasting water.
Like, he's not going to shoot you if you turn it off right when he walked, like, that whole thing. So
can you imagine that moment, though? Like, if she did just, like, turns off.
It's like still dripping. She's like trying to turn it off. It's not working.
Sorry, I just don't want to waste this.
Yeah, it is really great. It was like really spot on. And the part where he's like, when he's like, in a world where we're short on gasoline and water, people seem to have no problem wasting a lot of water. And when he pulls the levers, it comes out, and the guy goes, "There's got to be a better way to distribute, or a more efficient way to distribute that." I lost it. I actually think I had to pause it because I was laughing so much.
Although I will say, the weird thing for me, my favorite part of this trailer is when he was just saying phrases at the end. It's like, I liked Fantastic Four. No, I didn't. It's just like people can apparently submit things for the narrator voiceover guy to say, and I was like dying laughing at all of these. It's like, so of course that'll be linked on the blog. But I love honest trailers. Sometimes I'll just binge watch those things. Have you ever watched the Cinema Sins videos? It's like everything wrong with Jurassic Park in 15 minutes.
Yes,
things like that.
I've seen one of those. I don't watch them regularly, but
that's sometimes like I want to get frustrated at them. I'm like, oh, come on, like this is for this reason, and then I'm like, it's just so silly, funny. And it's funny. Like, okay, no, I can concede. I love this movie, but still, so like I love Mad Max, but at the same time, it's so funny when it points out, that's like they're just driving, and it's like, oh, they went this way, and then they went this way, and then they went this way.
They used were like, and then they turned, and it was like, it was like a really boring clip. Yeah, just driving, and I was like just the way it was cut, I'm like almost in tears right now.
I was like, was this how it was in the movie? I was like, was this the actual sound, or did they change it? It's so boring.
Like, was there music, or was it them just like
just puttering along?
And then they turned around. Yeah, like, why are they going back? And you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's great, but I feel like you can tell in this one too, like, as opposed to some of them where it's super absurd, you can tell that they probably did actually really like this movie in this one.
Oh, they totally did, because the things they pointed out were things, and even things beside the water kind of thing, but like the whole like Tom. Oh yeah, and Tom Hardy's in it, and he plays
Tom Hardly in it.
Tom Hardly in it, and then it did like the little montage of all of his grunts. It's so good.
Yeah. Well, even the way they introduced it, like, it didn't dawn on me at first, because they start with it being like, this movie is about Charlize Theron, and I'm like, yeah, and then they're like, and this other guy, Max, and I was like, that's right.
It was pretty good.
He is sort of the namesake of this adventure, isn't he?
Right.
That's right. It like didn't.
Well, and then it was like, from the director who brought you Babe in the City and March of the Penguins. I was like, wait, what? And when it was like a movie by a grandpa, and it's like a picture of George Miller being like,
you guys, it's good. You have to watch this.
We'll stop doing a play-by-play. Just watch it. It's really hilarious.
As always, it's going to be way better when you watch it than when you listen to us try to talk about it. We're just sharing our enthusiasm.
Yes, you'll figure out that we like it. So
yeah, you know how we feel about all things Mad Max. I mean,
obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I saw Seth this weekend,
Seth.
and he was referencing our Mad Max enthusiasm because he'd listened to that cast. It's like, yeah, we're a little into that movie.
We're a little obsessed with it.
It's kind of a
problem, but not really.
Yeah, not really. I think it's okay.
Yeah. Another thing that we're quickly becoming obsessed with is the Lady Ghostbusters, or the Ghostbusters Lady... Wait, photo... What? Let me start that sentence over again. Okay, the Ghostbusters, the new one that's coming out. It was Melissa McCarthy that posted the picture?
I think it was, yeah.
Okay. Posted the picture of the cast and the crew of Ghostbusters, but it's only the ladies' crew, and it's like they're all holding signs of the things that they're doing in the movie.
Oh my gosh.
Which was cool. And so it's just this epic photo. I mean, it's huge. There's tons of people in it.
Yeah, there's a ton of women, stunt women,
and
all
producers. These kick-ass ladies on it, and it was cool because it came out either close to or whatever. Yesterday was Women Equality, like the anniversary of women getting the vote in America, and which is just like kind of a cool day. And this picture kind of commemorating all the cool ladies that are on it. And Nerdist had posted it, and then there was all these comments, and you got to go through. And Corey had linked to it. The Nerdist responses to people commenting on this picture. It's
great. And like it's epic because so the title of the article is "Those Dang Lady Ghostbusters Are Working with Way Too Many Ladies," and the Nerdist caption is "This has gone on long enough." And so then as it goes through, like, people are like, this is awesome, this is so great, this is how you troll the haters. And then the guys start jumping in and hating on it again. And so there's like they're responding to things saying like, well, it's fine that you have your opinion, but we think they're gonna rock it. And one of my favorites is that someone said, it doesn't bother me that they're doing a female-centric Ghostbusters movies. No, it's all men who say, it doesn't bother me that it's women. It bothers me that Paul Feig was hired to have anything to do with Ghostbusters movie, and the studios decided to follow up the decision by hiring women who aren't funny to be in a comedy. Please. Like, what? And Nerdist responds simply with the dude from The Big Lebowski and says, yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man. And then another one, someone says, putting Wig in this makes it automatically not funny. Putting McCarthy in it just makes that much worse. And then it's Woody and Buzz has got his arm out and it says, opinions everywhere. I like, oh my gosh, Nerdist, favorite right now. Yeah. That team
is great. Well, and plus the article itself is great because I remember now I'm thinking about it. In the article that they're writing about it is like, can you imagine all the periods? At least four of those women are synced up at all times. And it's like going, and I thought I was going to lose it. She's like, how can you get anything done with all these periods happening? It's the great. Article itself is perfection. The picture is perfection, and then the response. Everything about it is just gold stars all around.
And this is, sometimes it can feel excessive, and I'm sure this is one of the things people point out. But I actually love that Nerdist is so positive about things. I mean, they really are. Essentially, they're not really a criticism website. They're bringing out things that people are enthusiastic about, and they're trying to add enthusiasm and be a positive voice about this stuff. And that's kind of refreshing because everything's full of people, ripping terrible stuff apart. And it's nice that even when Nerdist critiques something, it's usually in kind of like a fun, cute way, in which we'll even get to with when we talk about the Mythbusters show. The way that they sort of poke fun at that, but it's nice to read these things and then to see their team sort of carrying it out through the comments section, everything, and being like, let's be nice about this, because they've been watching every single time they've posted something about this and been like, bros, calm down, just like frickin' cool it for 5 minutes and let's give this movie a chance instead of immediately assuming it's terrible. And like just those things, like as if it's absolute fact, like they hired women who aren't funny for a comedy and things. I'm like,
says you.
Yeah, that's a very, very unpopular opinion.
The money or the people. Oh my god. Okay, let me start again. I'm struggling today.
It's okay.
I'm trying to think of like the people who made Spy would probably disagree with you because that movie was hilarious, and everybody who went and saw it would probably disagree with you.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, and whatever.
Bridesmaids, all these things that people have been into
that people think are funny. So just because you don't, you're like, ugh. I'm like, but you have my problem with these kind of critiques where it's like there's no other like basis for it. It's not like. I'm trying to think of a good example.
Well, it's not like, it's not substantive. So it's basically being like, in my opinion, I don't like this one actor or this set of actors. So now
this whole movie's gonna suck.
It's when really it is a cover of being like, I don't want female Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is, untouchable or whatever. It's like, okay, what other reasons do you have for this other than I don't like these people?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Bill Paxton, but that doesn't keep me from watching Tombstone all the time.
Or Twister. I actually love Bill Paxton. I can't really.
Everyone loves Bill Paxton.
No, everybody doesn't love Bill Paxton. I love Bill Paxton.
Okay. Well, but that's the thing. So it's like, it's not like I'm going to look at Tim's like, well, forget it. I can't watch this movie because Bill Paxton's in it. It's like, no, I'm still going to watch him. I'm still going to watch Twister. Are you kidding me? Of course I still watch Hatfields and McCoys the whole way through.
I can't stand Jenna Malone. I watch Hunger Games.
Yeah. And sometimes people are in things that you don't like, but they don't. I'm not going to just offhand dismiss something because I don't like one aspect or Kristen Wiig is in it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Heaven forbid.
And then rant about it on every single post on there. Methinks that does protest too much. That's all I'm saying. Calm down. It doesn't affect you that much. If you're not into it, you're not into it. Whatever. Okay. Get a podcast.
We're not into once, and then we move on, and we never really.
Unless it's like Suicide Squad, which is really fun to hate on,
which we just continue to be baffled by forever and ever.
I know.
Although at the same time, we're also still going to see it. So.
Right? Yeah, it's not stopping us.
That movie is doing its job.
All of the ridiculous press is working. We're going to sit in there. Did you see Fantastic Four, by the way?
Did I see it?
Yeah.
No.
No, I didn't either. I feel sad about that one. I feel sad for everybody involved in the making of that film.
I actually I actually think it wasn't, maybe it wasn't Nerdist. I read an article about it, and it was kind of lamenting the fact that now they'll never make another Fantastic Four movie.
Right.
Because, the first ones weren't super great, and this one apparently was really terrible, and, so now they're like, well, now we're never going to get this again because nobody's going to want to make it because it's, they can't seem to do it correctly or whatever.
Yeah. Was it that article that was why it's so hard to bring Fantastic Four to the big screen or whatever?
I think it was, actually. And it was saying the reasons that, it was actually a really good article, but I'm butchering it now because I can't really remember the point of it other than they were bummed. Because this was someone who was actually a fan. Is it's actually a really cool story and there's cool things they can do with it. But now it'll never happen. Now you'll never see that come to fruition. So
yeah. And it's said too, I was reading in Entertainment Weekly, they had an article about why this, fizzled out so badly, and so much of it had to do with studio versus creative issues and nobody agreeing with anyone. And I mean, Josh Trank apparently was really hard to work with on this, and you have that problem of young idealistic directors. I mean, he made Chronicle, which was amazing, but also was very young in making it and had a lot of control over that product, and gets this big picture like Fantastic Four, and when he loses control, it just spirals, and it's insane, and everybody just became really difficult to work with, and you're everything was ruined. Also, I don't like this, I don't know if you saw a few weeks ago, too, that Miles Teller came out and he was defending himself because some magazine he did an interview with, said he was a dick, that he had, a cultivated dickishness or something like that, and he was like, what? It's no, that's not me at all, And now, after that article, every article I read about Miles Teller refers to him being a dick. I'm why?
I feel he can't be, because he was wonderful in Footloose. So.
He was in Footloose. Oh my gosh. Remake? Yeah, well, I figured the remake.
Obviously. I don't even think he was born.
Yeah, I don't think he was born.
He was a baby extra in the old one. He was so funny in it.
I like him. I think he seems great.
Actually, I think that might be the only thing I've seen him in. That can't be true.
No, that can't be true. But you didn't see Whiplash.
He was in Divergent, right? Wasn't he in Divergent?
Yes, he's in Divergent. Yep, there you go. He seems like a nice guy, and I feel bad for him that it's one article says this.
Let's ask Michael B. Jordan, because I think that guy's cool, and he'll probably tell us the truth.
I know, right? Yeah. Michael B. wouldn't lie to us.
No way. Look at that face. Are you kidding me? Have you seen that face?
That is an honest face right there. Adonis Creed.
I just love him. I just think he is just so beautiful and wonderful.
He's great. And I'm sad for him because,
I'm sad for everyone involved. And Jamie Bell, who I like. Mm-hmm. Kate Mara, who I like.
Yeah, I'm not a big Kate Mara fan, but I still feel for her. I actually
don't know if I've seen her in anything. I just like her face.
Just like her. Yeah, okay.
Face. And she's going to be in The Martian, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
We won't talk about it right now, but
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Anyway, so sorry, Fantastic Four people. You guys all seem cool in this.
You got a bum deal. And that sucks.
It does suck.
Sucks for everybody. We feel bad. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey,
we should head over to our favorite corner.
The Chris Pratt Corner! This week's Chris Pratt Corner was brought to you by the letter M, the number 4, and our South African friend, Luke Otto.
Yes.
I just made up the random number and letter. I just felt like it was going to be a... No. It was my Sesame Street moment.
Oh, okay.
I really just wanted to say Luke gave this to us. So thank you, Luke, all the way from Cape Town. Cape Town? Is he from Cape Town? I may have made that up. Sorry, Luke.
South Africa.
From South Africa, definitely. It's kind of a big country.
It's true. There's more than just one place in it.
Yes.
Anyway, this point. What's the point? Why don't you continue?
Chris Pratt. So this is a short Chris Pratt Corner, but we do need to point this out and link you to this adorable picture that Anna Faris tweeted of Chris and their son napping together.
It's so cute.
It's just the most precious thing in the world. Like, they're just dead asleep, like leaning on each other. And what did she say? What was her caption for it?
Her caption was like something about napping. No, this is going to be great. But the point is that their son has some kind of eye issue, so he has to wear an eye patch for like a certain amount of time during the day. And so, first of all, he's sleeping with this like some kind of decorative eye patch, which was adorable to begin with. And they're both all like cuddled up, and it was like something about wearing an eye patch and napping. I don't know. It was.
I'm trying to find it again because her caption just like makes it, because you're just like, this is the most adorable situation, like it's one of those things. I mean, as Chris Pratt and Anna Faris always do, where you're just like, they're just like regular people, they're such like stars, they're just like us kind of people. But like, she walked in and she probably has like 47 pictures of this on her phone from different angles as she's like trying not to wake them up, and like, but it's so cute that she has to take the picture.
She says, this is what she says.
Oh, you got it.
My sweet, brave men need to rest sometimes and also wear eye patches for 2 hours every day.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's just the cutest thing. Chris is going to wake up with a crick in his neck because he is kind of at a weird angle, but...
I don't know. It's the way guys sleep. Guys sleep in weird ways. Just like, why do you... That doesn't seem comfortable.
But it's adorable. We'll link to it. You guys can also hem and haw over how cute it is.
Is hemming and hawing a good thing? I feel like that's like when you're like dismissive.
Oh.
Maybe I could be wrong.
Don't hem and haw, just aw.
Just like ah, ooh and ah, instead of hemming and hawing. I was like, Chris, well, you're so precious. Your family.
You guys know what hawing is.
Yeah. No, we need to demonstrate it, Kristen. Some people aren't, fully
just little baby with a eye patch over this. You can also do that if you want.
You can do that. Just like repeat after Kristen. Oh my god.
So
that's all we needed to tell you about Chris Pratt this week. Oh, thank you for stepping on my laptop there, Gaucho. That was really helpful.
Well, of course, because there's no other way to get to the other side of you.
He's like gotten really bad about this. He knocked like an entire glass of wine out of my hand yesterday because I had it on an armrest, and he was like, "No, I need to walk across this armrest. I can't."
Because there's literally no other way for me to go.
Like, what is wrong with you, dog? He only walks on furniture now.
Oh, it's like playing lava. Did you ever play lava when you were a kid?
He's always playing lava. It was National Dog Day yesterday, by the way.
It was. So happy National Dog Day, Gouch.
He just started licking my face, for those of you who are not watching this. But he had a good International Dog Day, including knocking over my wine and attempting to eat my dinner. And, okay, are we done here? We're done here.
He's done snuggling.
He's done with this.
Too hot for that.
Who needs you? Who needs you, little douchebag?
TV news.
TV news.
So apparently, in the Mythbusters is developing this this drama for CBS, and we've already talked about CBS and just what a bizarre thing it is.
It's a weird little microcosm.
We don't know what's going on, but they are developing this drama for it, in which it's kind of sort of based on Mythbusters.
Right. It's like two special effects guys who somehow get like drafted into the CIA
to do stuff. It sounds ridiculous.
It sounds absolutely bananas. And if it weren't CBS, it sounds like it would be 3 episodes and canceled. but it's CBS, so it's probably like 6 seasons.
And it'll be the number 1 new drama of the fall.
Right, exactly.
Of course.
It's
because it's on the America's number 1 network.
Yeah, I mean, that's the weird thing. Like, we've talked about some of the shows on there. One of the ones that baffles me, and I even like the show, but like Person of Interest, for example, a show that I watched for a while and then lost track of. I never thought about it again, and it's on season 1,000,000 now. You know, like they just
Criminal Minds has been on for like 12 years.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, how are there this many seasons of this? Like nothing. I feel like it's a thing that CW does, like runs a show forever, and we notice it, and CBS does it, and nobody thinks anything of it. It's just like,
it's like, of course they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like all Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
You know? Like, Days of Our Lives has been on for 20 years, just like all CBS shows.
Exactly. It's bananas. But I love that the way that, like, Nerdist referred to this was as if someone had hired the Mythbusters to write fanfic about themselves. Yeah.
That was, like, perfect. It's like, first thought, someone really wants to remake MacGyver.
Yeah.
Second thought, someone has hired them to produce fanfiction.
Like, that's exactly what it feels like.
Exactly what it feels like.
Someone on Tumblr is like, God damn it, this was my idea years ago.
Look it, I'm linking you to my fanfiction story about them being CIA operatives.
I think Brienne wrote that fanfic somewhere.
Definitely. Oh, for sure.
It's such a funny concept. I want to know who they're going to cast more than anything else, because...
Well, they have to cast someone who's basically... them.
Well, but that's my question, is like, is it just going to be the only relationship is they're going to be like effects guys, or are they actually going to have like some, like, you know, walrus looking dude and some like, you know, geeky ginger as the lead of this, you know?
I hope so.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Jesse Tyler Ferguson,
as fan fiction always is. It's
yeah,
like the hotter version.
Just like a little upgrade from what we're used to. I don't know, Eric Stoltz, and I have no idea. This is. I don't know what they're going to do with this.
We'll see. I'm actually very excited to see what comes out of this, because it sounds ridiculous.
No, it sounds absolutely bananas, and I'm stoked on it. For the, like, 2 episodes I watch before I lose track of it and then don't watch it anymore. Although, I just got a Chromecast, and so before, it's like if I wanted to watch something on CBS, it's still annoying because I hate how many commercials and everything that are on the CBS website, but I would have to go and like plug my computer in and all that kind of stuff, and I couldn't do anything else. But with the Chromecast, it can mirror whatever like screen you're using, and so I can just broadcast it onto my TV, and then I can do other stuff as well. So maybe I'll watch this more regularly.
So you can get caught up on Zoo.
I can get caught up on Zoo! Oh my god. The terrible, amazing Zoo. I did watch the first episode with my mom.
Right?
It's so ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
So ridiculous. I love everybody in it, though, so that helps. Oh my gosh. It's like if you see Billy Burke in something, you know it's going to be terrible, but he's going to be epic.
Wonderful.
You know,
but you're going to love him.
He's like hot dad status, always. And the guy who played Bob Benson on Mad Men is in it, and I love him, and it's just so stupid. And if it weren't for the fact that, you know, my mom bought the episode on Amazon after she read the article on The Feast, so we watched it that way, and I was like, if I didn't have to buy this, I would totally binge watch this, because it's so dumb and so ridiculous, and I don't want it has to get canceled, but now I don't want it to, because it feels like the perfect ridiculous
I don't know,
watch. It's CBS. Who knows?
And it was on during the summer. It's probably the number 1 new drama of the summer for all
right. That's another one.
Every show, not every show. Can be the
everything
number 1
can't
show.
be. Isn't Under the Dome on CBS too?
I don't know. Is that the one with the guy from Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
Maybe.
I think it is.
It might be. It's the Stephen King one.
Yeah, it's the one with where they live under a dome, just like appeared over a town, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
I don't know if it is.
That's another one I watched like 4 episodes of or whatever, and I liked it fine, but I lost track of. Summer shows I never expect to keep going, and we forget about them because they're only on for like a month and a half, and then you have an entire year where you don't think about this again. Yeah. So every year when it comes back, I'm like, Under the Dome is still on? Really? Huh. So that's, that's
like
going
Falling
on
Skies.
now too.
Like, that one's still going.
Is it still going?
I saw commercials for it. It was at my parents' house, so
I feel like it maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like maybe it's the last season of it.
Might have
but
wrapped up, but
that's another one I thought was canceled, and I was like, oh, it wasn't canceled. It's just a summer show that just keeps going, and apparently people really love it. I've never actually seen an episode of it, but it's a thing people are into. Summer shows are just so weird like that they exist in this weird microcosm, and every time they come back around, you're like, oh, but I never remember anything.
What happened the season before because it was so long ago.
So long ago. This is why Pretty Little Liars started as a summer show, and then they just basically made it a year-round show. It's like, you can't keep track of that. It's just, we'll give it a couple 3-week, 4-week breaks here and there, but just keep it moving. Just keep going. That's basically like a soap opera, I guess. Just, you can watch it every day, essentially. But yeah, another bit of TV news that just came through today. Someone posted this on my wall. Thank you to Kyle Gruber for this. We talked, I think, at least on our Facebook page, I don't know if we talked about it on the Fancave itself, about Galaxy Quest being made into a TV show, potentially, which I have mixed feelings on because I love Galaxy Quest so much. It's such a perfect movie. But it's happening, and it's officially coming through Amazon. So that's...
Do they have a cast and stuff?
No cast, very early stages, but it is the same writing team that made the movie. So there's not a lot of details about it. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I want to be optimistic about it because I love Galaxy Quest so much. I mean, I just watched Wet Hot American Summer, the TV show. So, you can turn a beloved thing into a TV show and have it not be a total crap show. So, here's hoping Amazon turn out something good. Amazon shows for some reason are hard for me to watch. I think it's partly the system on Amazon. Do you ever watch TV shows on there? It's just not easy. You can't just let it go and keep running. It's once you finish an episode, then you have to go up and out of it, then click over to the next one, then click down, and then hit play. And it's this is not conducive to my binge watching. So I feel like I lose track of things just by me being I have to put too much effort into this.
Wow, it's not that much effort.
Well, keeping in mind I'm always doing something else, and who knows where the remote goes in between things that I'm doing, so it's under a stack of papers somewhere. But all that to say, I think Amazon has a lot of good shows. I just don't watch any of them. I haven't even watched Transparent, so I'm behind the rest of the universe. Corey. Gosh darn it, Gaucho. Anyway, just one more thing.
One more delightful thing
we have to tell you about. There's sad news in the world of boy bands. Right after releasing a pretty amazing music video at NASA / song. I love that song so much.
Yeah, it's really good.
One Direction announced that they're going on a 1 year at least
quote
hiatus.
Unquote.
Yeah, and everyone knows what that means except for One Direction fans because they're babies and they don't know the world yet. They don't understand.
Poor sweet innocent little
munchkins. Listen, kids, we thought the same thing about Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 98 Degrees. Basically every boy band goes through we're just taking a
hiatus to work on
our solo
other
pursuits. And One Direction has announced that they have hit that point, which is funny to me. When I was watching that music video, I feel like they're still so young.
Yeah.
I expect them to be older than they are. I mean, one of them's having a kid, for goodness sakes. So I always think that they're 27, 28 years old, but they're still babies.
They look big. They're so skinny.
Yeah, they're tiny. They're little munchkin people. So that's probably a lot of it. Because a lot of the boy bands of our age group, they were all muscly and big and stuff like that, and they are not like that. No. Little runner bodies or whatever. So I guess that makes them look younger. But someone on a website wrote a letter to One Direction as Joey Fatone.
It is so...
amazing, you guys.
It's amazing.
It's just about how, like, yeah, everything right now feels like really good and wonderful, but it's about to get terrible. And it even starts with being like, hey, this is Joey Fatone, you know, the announcer from Family Feud, my dream job. And it's like, you can't even reach Chris Kirkpatrick at this
I don't even know
point.
what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know where he is.
It's so good. It's been making the rounds. Apparently, one of my friends on Facebook said that like 18 of her friends shared this Joey Fatone letter. I only saw it twice on mine, but maybe some of you have overwhelmingly seen a lot of it. But if not, you have to go to the blog at electricfeast.com, click on it, read it, because you will die. And the great thing is, like, I mean, I feel bad for you One Direction fans. I am a One Direction fan, for that matter, but I'm not like a Directioner. Yeah.
Wait, is that what they call these?
They call themselves Directioners.
Oh my gosh, that is, the D got cut off.
Oh nope, Directioners.
I was like,
Directioners. Oh Lord. So you were like, wait, that's what they call themselves? Like, yeah.
Like, no. Do they even know what that means?
Like, gosh, they are really naive. Holy moly. No, but they're so upset about people, like, about this Joey Fatone letter. They're so upset about people insinuating that they're not going to come back from this break and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, oh, your little hearts. Like, just
well, it's so funny because, like, our parents, when the Beatles and the... did you...
I just spilled straight into my lap.
That'll do it.
Lots of iced coffee in the pants. Anyway, continue.
At least it was cold, not hot, right?
It's true. Good point.
So, like, our parents, like, this isn't, even for us, it wasn't new. So, like, when the Beatles broke up, like, everybody's gone through this stage.
Yeah, we all have to handle it.
We all have to handle it in our own way, and we're all just going to have to learn from it.
Listen, kids, in 15 years, One Direction, aside from, you know, probably Harry, because he'll be the popular one, will come back together and do tours, and you will go at 30 years old, like we do, and you're going to enjoy the heck out of it, and you're going to be able to drink at those concerts, and it's going to be really nostalgic and super fun.
And you'll cry.
It'll feel like just home again. It's part of the process.
To this moment.
Yeah. Feel it.
Lose yourself in the moment. The moment... Can't even keep going.
Oh God,
Jerry's still behind on our episodes. He won't even get to this for like 6 months. And then
Jerry.
Gosh, Gary. So anyway, I just love this moment. You know, it's sad because I do remember how this felt, but at the same time, for us, and I think maybe even with Zayn leaving, the writing was on the wall. Like for us, when Celebrity came out and Gone came out, and you realized Justin was the only person singing on that song.
Yeah, you're like, hold on.
Oh, this is their last album.
Yeah.
I remember the second I heard that song, and I was like, yep, it's all over.
Yeah.
This is it.
I'd say every time you lose a member, too. I mean, so Zayn leaving is, you know, you're like, but you had, like, Ginger leaving the Spice Girls, or Kevin leaving the Backstreet Boys. Things like that. It's like, as soon as you lose someone, it doesn't matter if they can kind of carry on perfectly well. You're losing some of this cohesive whatever. It's just, it's not going to last. But they'll come back. They'll
totally
do their
will.
thing.
And it'll be great. And you'll love it. And you'll always think back to the first concert when you screamed and cried and it was beautiful. So don't worry, you guys. There's hope for you.
Yeah. Buck up, Directioners. You'll get through it, and it's going to be magical. Let me tell you, being our age is pretty magical.
It's true, especially right now with all the things that keep happening.
Yeah, you get everything back, and you have the money to spend on them, and, like... You know,
granted, you're nosebleed, but you're there.
It's a really good point. So, you know, listen, kids, it gets better.
Listen to your aunties, Corey and Kristen.
Yeah. These old crones.
That's a couple of broads. What do they know? A lot. We have lived.
I feel like we really need, like, wine right now just to, like, toss back for emphasis.
No, we need, like, moonshine we made in the bathtub.
So true. Mom's gotta have her whiskey. Her special juice.
I gotta be wearing my house coat. My hair's gotta be in curlers.
House coat. Suddenly I know what it is. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, Mark makes sense. Yeah. That's just what we're gonna be like when we're old. We don't smoke or anything now, but like when we're old.
It's gonna be the gum kind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There we go. Just like a puff of powder coming out the end. It's gonna be really classy, you guys.
I'm like, where's the candy cigarettes? Because everyone knows that is the only
That's
healthy
where it's
choice.
At. That's the vape I need. Just that puff of chalk that comes out the end of a candy cigarette. And we'll still be podcasting as this happens, so we look forward to seeing you in that evolution, guys. Yeah. It's gonna be really great. As we wrap up, we do want to tell you this week, Kristen made her second appearance on the Matt Vest versus his friends podcast, talking about summertime.
Summer. We did a whole summer episodes. We talked about favorite summer movies and vacations and all sorts of stuff. So it was fun.
I'm still not entirely clear on the concept of dry peeing, but this is a thing that comes up.
Yes, we do. Obviously, I don't go anywhere without talking about peeing in some form or the other. So
yeah. Also, Kristen confuses how old she is in this podcast.
Yes, I forget how old I am. That's how old I am. I forgot how old I was.
I was like sitting here, I was like, that's not right. And I was doing the math.
As I said it, I just kept going, and then later I was like thinking back over the episode, and I was like, wait a second. I think I said that's not how old I am.
I think I'm older than that.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's a fun episode. So
take a listen if you want. We had a good time.
We did.
And then also, I finished The Martian this week in like a record break. I finished it in like a day and a half. Yeah.
And my copy came into the library yesterday. I'm picking it up today.
So I am very excited. So remember that we are having Fancave Fiction Book Club on September 11th at 6 p.m. on the interwebs. We will do the Google Hangout. So pick up a copy. Even if it's the week of, you can read it fairly quickly.
Everyone's reading it super fast.
You're reading it super fast. It's just fun. It's a fun book. Honestly, I would encourage you to look at a picture of the author, because I looked at him about almost all the way through the book and I went, yes.
Now I really need to Google
Everything all makes sense now. You just gotta, I don't know if it's the picture of him in the back of the book that really makes it.
I guess I'll check when I get it.
Wonderful.
Today.
Just look at it.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm so
excited. Join
us
for it. The book is, I'm really excited to talk about it and get everyone's feedback. I have tons of things to talk about with it. So we won't do that now. But just know that I read it, and you guys all should too, and really hope you join us. We always have a good time. We had a great talk with All the Light We Cannot See.
Yes.
So we're excited to chat again in a couple weeks. So make sure you join us for that. Other than that, that is it for this week. Thanks for listening and tuning in. As usual, you can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also check us out just through the blog status on electricfeast.com. All those good places. And make sure you rate and review us on iTunes. That way other people will know that we're a thing, and they can listen to us talk randomly about weird things. Yeah. Whatever. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling and saying, because I'm trying to remember what else we have to say. So I thought if I just kept talking, it would just come out and just fall out of your mouth. I don't know why I thought that would happen, because that's never happened.
That's never in our history been the case. That's never been a
thing. So that is it. All of those things. Make sure you tweet us if you've got stories. Like we said, Luke shared us something really great about Chris Pratt. If you've got something that you think we'd like, we'd love to see it. If we haven't seen it already, sometimes we haven't. So be sure to share those with us. And that's it. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Kristin Lotterell.
I'm Corrigan Vaughn.
Take it easy, kids.
Peace out, everybody.
Hey, everybody. It's episode 74.2 of the Electric Fan Cave. That's right. Another double episode for you, because technology is the worst. And I'm still having troubles with last week's episode, but somehow, some way, I will get it to you. And it'll be connected to this one, which is a live broadcast on the Google Hangout. So if you happen to stumble across this one way or another, hey, how's it going? And thanks for being here. Yeah, Kristen, how's it?
Hey, Corey, it's good. Good. It's great. It's going great. It's great. It's good. This is fun. I'm a little nervous. I feel like we're on live TV, even though I know no one is probably watching this right now.